Hello guys and welcome to another ProfileTree Wix video. So today we're going to be going through the best free website builders for a small business. Now there are a couple of different platforms to choose from, which can be very overwhelming, especially for someone starting off or someone who decides that they want to try on the online business. So here we have a slideshow or PowerPoint just to guide you through the different sort of platforms that you can use. And we're going to be explaining the e-commerce side of things and even just a regular websites. So we'll go ahead and get started with the PowerPoint. So first things first, I wanted to cover what an e-commerce site actually is. So this involves or in affiliation with business transactions or anything that has commercial use. So anything really involvement with payments. So these could be with retail stores, music sites, auction sites, financial management sites. You know the deal pretty much. Amazon, eBay, or Spotify. Especially if you are creating a website based on food, it could be a clothing website, anyone that sells digital or physical products. That is an e-commerce website. So the next thing I want to cover here is the difference on what an actual e-commerce site is versus to what a regular site is. Regular site just basically means non-e-commerce. So there isn't really a website that classifies as regular, primarily because there's ones that do promotionals, ones that do brochure, ones that support a portfolio website, CVs, anything like that. It's not really a regular website. It's more, there are different websites out there. As I've said there, each website will serve its own purpose. So an e-commerce site, while not being the same, serves the same purpose as other e-commerce sites, which is to sell. So what I mean by that is if they're, as I said there, with food, clothing, anything to do with retail, anything to do with payments, they're all as similar because they accept payments. So that's pretty much what I meant by that. Regular websites would tend to be more of a website that doesn't sell anything. So that's basically a platform where you don't accept payments, of course, any user information, unless, of course, it would be a login for blogs. So, but we'll explain that later on when we are creating these websites and looking through the different templates of e-commerce and non-e-commerce websites. So, the different types of e-commerce websites. So we've got physical products where it would have clothing, footwear, electronic devices, gadgets, appliances, anything that you'll receive as a physical product. So that is, that could be like an electronic store, of course. If you guys have a Best Buy or Curry's PC World, which is what it was previously known as, or any digital products. So this could be like Steam, PlayStation Network, you've got Xbox or Xbox Live, and anything to do with what Amazon sells, which is their, or I think they have, I think it was the Fire Stick, yes. They would have sold DVDs, ones to rent, anything like that. So you would want to expect a digital copy for that. Now, the different types of regular websites would be like blogs, portfolios, even property advertising websites. So that could be just showing you a brochure of the pricing of the properties and not necessarily selling them or something that you can't buy online. So that's what I mean by that. So hopefully that sort of covers the basics of an e-commerce and a non-e-commerce website for a small business. So of course these are targeting towards small businesses. So now what we want to look at are the platforms that you can actually use. So I have, if I can get this up, the platforms to use for website building. So my number one there is Wix. I've stated the fact that it is an extremely easy platform to use. You've got three options for website building: Wix Editor, Wix ADI, and Editor X. I've said that this is a platform that are ideal for beginners. You've also got Squarespace there for another easy to use platform. It's very simplistic, easy to navigate around, and it's also an ideal platform for beginners. So you're almost following a trend here for beginners, but of course, not all of this is directed towards beginners. Of course, you can be an intermediate designer or even a professional designer. So our next one here is GoDaddy, and it's known for its very fast website builder, basically, and as a straightforward development tool. It's got simple editing tools as well. So if you've never built a website, this would probably be the one that you would want to go for as a business. We've got Jimdo there as well, which is a great website builder. So if ease is your biggest concern, it's pretty much tying in with Wix, which is just an overall easy website development tool where you can pick templates and just go from there. So you don't have to start off a website from scratch. So of course, each platform will have its own pros and cons. So we're going to go ahead and look at the pros for each one. So Wix has over 800 templates to choose from, very beginner friendly, has options for different platforms, offers a free version, and it's a great way to test that service. So the free service, of course, now these aren't all what we've listed here. They are free to an extent. Now you can test them out. You can test a service. You can go ahead and publish the website if you wanted to. However, if you really want to accept payments within a business, you're gonna go and you will have to pay for a monthly or yearly subscription. And the reason for this is there's no other way for you to actually accept the payments on the site unless you decide to go all out, build a website using visual code and using WordPress and handling your own services. These development builder tools are used to pretty much cover all that, so you would have to pay a subscription, which we'll go through later on in the video. So next up there is Squarespace, and I've said that it has a great number of templates, a 2-week free trial, and loads of features to use. We also have GoDaddy, which offers a 24/7 support, very easy to use and cheap subscription plans to launch your site. Now, all of these offer a 24/7 support. The only difference with GoDaddy is it actually has a priority for 24/7 support, so you can get some help faster. Jimdo there has ADI functionality like Wix, has its own dedicated mobile editor view, best cost per feature option, and it's also very cheap when it comes to a monthly subscription. Now, with all the platforms having pros, of course, comes a time for them to have some cons. So, the cons for each of the platforms. First of all, there is Wix. You can't switch templates once you've picked. The wide range of options may be an advantage for most, but can be confusing for beginners. I've also said that Squarespace has no autosave for pages, so you can lose your work very easily. Interface proves to be very confusing as well, and it's not the easiest to use at times, so no full customizability. GoDaddy, same thing, no full customizability. It's a drop-and-go developer platform, almost like Squarespace. Templates are also not the easiest to find, so again, almost like Squarespace. Jimdo has no blog functionality, so it wouldn't be ideal for people that would like to make blogs. But since this is going to be about an e-commerce small business site, it wouldn't be a worry for you. Now, the thing that you will have to take into factor is SEO. So you may want to reconsider things when picking Jimdo, as limited SEO features means that it will affect your ranking quite a lot. And then it also has no internal marketing capabilities. So now that we've covered pretty much everything that we need to, and we've learned a little bit about a regular site, e-commerce site, and pros and cons of platforms that you can use, we're going to go ahead and actually show you how to actually build a website. So what do I need to create a website? So here's a couple of basic things that you may need to know. So at the start there, we've got our um, header, and then you have our section, which is the middle part there in orange. Then you have your footer. So a header is pretty much where you put your logo, menu, login, social media, and then your section there where you would have a heading, tagline, background, paragraphs. I've put that in blue so you can decide whether you want to add images or video or any other sort or form of content. Now you can add a promotional as well depending on how your business is doing. If you want to offer that service, you can offer them a showcase or gallery. Give them a little bit about your some knowledge about your business, so add an about if you want to, or even add a contact form. Now, footer is going to be as similar as the header itself. It's got links, menu, social media, and a disclaimer. I'm going to go ahead now and actually show you the first one here of one of our platforms. So that's about it for this PowerPoint presentation. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and show you one of the platforms. We're going to go ahead and use Wix. I'll demonstrate to use on how to use parts of Wix as well, and I'll also go through the different areas of that website. And then moving on as well, we'll go and check out GoDaddy, and we'll go and check out Squarespace. Okay, so here we are on the Wix sign up. So this is what you're going to be going through if you're a first time user for Wix. Of course, you enter your details in for your email, your password, and then that's you ready to sign up. Or you could either choose to sign in with Google or Facebook. So that's the choice you have to make. Or we can just go ahead and simply log in. So for those who have an account with Wix already, you go ahead and choose to log in. Now this is the screen that you'll be getting if you have an account, but if you don't have an account, you can ignore that and this will be the screen you'll get. And it allows you what platform you want to use, so it's either Wix or EditorX. EditorX is a little bit more of a complex development tool to use, so we're going to go ahead and click on Wix, but we'll look into EditorX later on. So as they said, we're creating a business, so we'll just do something along the lines of a clothing shop. Okay. And this is where you would name your store, of course. And as it says, you can change it anytime you want. So this has a built-in online store already, since we've stated the fact that we are building an online store. Okay, so basically, as I said there, it's an online store. You can go ahead and choose to skip this if need be. So we'll go ahead and select next. Now this is the most confusing part, which gives 3 options here. So you can create a website with the Wix editor, of course, or the EditorX and Wix ADI. So I'll just go through it with you as I go ahead with it. So what I'm going to do is click on the Wix ADI first. So just a quick explanation about the ADI. That just means Artificial Design Intelligence. And it just means that it gives you a bunch of different questions based on what your business is like. So this is the first one technically. So it's review and edit your info. And with this area, it asks you to add a logo, your business name, your email address, phone number, and social media links. I'm going to go ahead and choose to skip that as I don't have any of the 7. So it'll ask us to pick a theme that you would like. Now, this is not the same layout that you'll get for your site, as the themes that I've gotten here are Thread, Clay, Chic, Indie, Grand, and Spark. So I'm going to go ahead and click on one of them. Now, what it'll do is prepare a couple of homepage designs, as it says there. So 3 different layouts of the same website. So we'll wait for that one to load. Okay. So here's one there. They've got like clothing rail, pretty much just a clothing website for it. And that's got a hero section with a lookbook. So then we also have about the business itself, the opening hours, and a contact us along with a map. Next one here shows us the business with the logo centered and the navigation centered as well. We've got a hero section here, as you can see. We've got products, and about us, a contact form, and a footer below. Right one here, we've got a small business on the left side with a navigation on the right side, our hero section, our products area, a small business story here, so just an about us basically, with opening hours and a contact us form along with a maps on the bottom. So that's one of your options for the platforms on Wix, which is the Wix ADI. Great area to use, especially if you're a beginner and you don't really want to create a website, don't want to waste too much resources on it. This is probably the way to go for it. However, we can go ahead and pick out the Editor X, and I'll show you what that one looks like. So we'll go ahead and look at the Editor X. Now, Editor X has tends to be a bit more of a complex platform, but nonetheless, I don't think you should avoid it if you have used Wix quite so often. But for businesses that are starting off small, you may want to try to avoid it. The designs that they use for this is very, very fluid. So just say you were in a small electronics store. We'll go ahead and check this out. So these are the limited ones that they have. You can see how interactive the actual website is. So it just looks really fluid. It's got a lot of animation, as you can see, and it's just with how it's laid out like this, it just looks really, really nice. So that's just one of them there. Of course, they have other ones here, and the wireframes just basically mean a blank template, but where you can add some of your own images, but it is already created for you, in a sense. Okay, so now moving on to the last one here is the Wix editor. So this is where we actually want to get into, and they provide at least over 800 plus templates, and there's so many more you can choose from. So just say you were a clothing brand, there's plenty of clothing websites to choose from. As you can see, there's accessory store, clothing store, a t-shirt store, there's a pop-up shop there, sportswear store, so just quite a lot of different ones. And even if I stated the fact that I'm a shop, they've got other ones there as well. So even if I say sweet shop, they've got one there. So of course not necessarily cupcake shop or sweet shop. So if you're a small bakery, you can go ahead and advertise some of your stuffs there. They've even got a toy store for Slime Factory. And if you didn't want to have if you don't want to go off with the templates there, you can go ahead and select a blank template. So as you can see, it's really easy to navigate your way around Wix. It's not a difficult area. It's all there for you. You've got a list of different templates there, from businesses to the stores, which you would probably want to look for. And they've got a creative section as well for photography, design, music, creative arts. So there's a music one there. So that would be mainly let's just say you were an online business, but you wanted to sell digital products, then this would be it there. There's music. There would be one there for video as well. You can even sell images online with a photography website. So you've even got some creative arts as well with visual arts. So you'd be able to do that also. So just a list of different options there. So yeah, pretty much just take your pick for a website. So if you do find one that you like, say we wanted to go for the home goods store, you can go ahead and preview this site. It even gives you an option to choose a couple of themes that you may want to go for. And if you are happy enough with the template, you can go ahead and select use this template. And then after that, this will all come up once you go through the loading screen. So it'll show you pretty much just, it's not even a tutorial, but more of a fact that where to go pretty much for layout. You'll see it here on the left side once this page actually loads up. So bear with me once this loads up. So as you can see, it darkens out and it shows you the sidebar there, which shows add elements section, pages menu, site design, add apps, business, media, content manager. So these are all very important in their own ways, especially if, depending on what sort of business you're creating. Of course, my business, add apps, and the following four there are very important to use. So if you just click off that and we check out the top left here, we've got the home page and it shows us all our different pages available to us. And then we also have our top here, which shows our site design. And I'll go ahead and preview the different pricing plans later on in the video. We have an area for our settings, which show our optimization, marketing integrations, pretty much just anything to help you get your site ready, prepared, published, and live. You even have dev mode as well. It depends if you want to go ahead and start creating some code that you may want to add, depending on a specific area. It uses Velo, so Velo uses JavaScript Node or JS Node. And you can also choose to hire a professional if you wanted to. So just say you were struggling a little bit with the website, you can go ahead and click to hire a professional and to get a website built for you. Now, the more important thing as well is when you are designing the website yourself, I found that the toolbar is very handy, comes in clutch most of the time. So if I go ahead and click on this section here, it shows me the actual height of it, and I can go ahead and change that just by typing in a number. And with this section as well, if it was 781, I can go ahead and change it to a number that I prefer, or I can actually manually drag and drop that area. You could even see the numbers changing as well. Now, Wix offers their own images as well, and they are pretty much for free if you explore the media from Wix. Another area where people tend to upload their images copyright free is the Unsplash, so you'll be able to use some of the images here as well. Now on top of that, there is Shutterstock, however these are going to have to be paid for, so just be aware of that. Or you can choose to upload your own images through the upload media. And it even shows us the other websites that we've created. So these are a list of different websites we've created, and we can go ahead and tap into them and extract different files, different images from each website. So that's how we can go around doing so. So here's the homeschooling one. So just say I wanted to grab the logo out of it, I'm able to get that homeschooling UK logo. So pretty simple. There are a lot of different areas for modification for this actual site. So just say you want to give it a better menu, you can go ahead and do so by menu and anchor, and you can preview the themed menus, horizontal menus, or the vertical menus. We've also got an anchor and in-page menus. We've even also got a site design where we can change the entire theme of the site. So just by one click, you can see how much that's changed already. And then you can also change the background or the transitions with the pages. Now I can go into depth with Wix, but we have our tutorial videos if you want to check them out of us fully building a website from scratch and even giving you a full guide on some of the other different layouts and different templates that they offer. This is just a means to get you started, especially if you have a small business. By all means, pick a developer builder tool that you want to go for. I do recommend Wix. So yeah, that pretty much sums up Wix. You can add sections as well, and they're pretty much easy to do by just clicking on it, and then that adds the template straight away. And it's as easy as just clicking on that section and hitting the backspace if you don't agree with it. So very customizable, very easy to use, and Thankfully, with all the different tools that we have here, like the snap to object and the grid lines, it's a lot easier to use Wix. So moving on, we're going to go ahead and check out GoDaddy now. And we're going to go ahead and build a website from this. Now, it shouldn't take us too long. This is a very fast website builder overall. Almost like ADI, where it asks you a couple of questions, but I must say this is a step up from Wix ADI. The development tool that GoDaddy provides, it's pretty good. So just say we're trying to type in a small business. We're going to go for a small bakery, and we'll see what comes up here. Okay, so there's a bakery. So we're going to go ahead and click next. And I'm just going to call it bakery for the meantime, as this is a small business website. So it'll ask you 3 or 2 questions. How far along is your business or project? So we could just say that it's been up and running for a while now. And 2 is, what kind of website would you like to create today? So we could say that we could create a full service or something simple that doesn't take a lot of time to set up. And then here's one: if we would like to build a full website, we can go ahead and do so. So that's 3 out of 3 questions answered. And it'll now, all we have to do is just wait until it builds a website for us. And it'll match pretty much the theme that you want to go for. So straight out, there you go. There's a bakery website already created for us. It gives a couple of details about us. There's the hero section there, and again, you can go ahead and change and update the image if we want to. Now, they do provide some images available to us, so let's just say we want to pick that one because that makes a little bit more sense. Or say we wanted to change the image again and we wanted to go for that, the one with the croissant there, and I can go ahead and insert that. So it's pretty much easy. I can align this area here so that it's on the left side instead of the middle, change the accent if I wanted to as well. So there's quite a lot of things that you can play around with. I can even add some pages if I want to, with using an external website or drop-down menus or new pages. There's one for show navigation, show and footer, or a private page. So quite a lot of options to navigate your way around the actual website. So then if you are ready and you're happy enough with the website itself, all you would have to do is go ahead and click publish, and it'll take a little moment there. But once it's done, it'll go ahead and give you a thumbs up pretty much, and then that'll be your site published, and you can go ahead and view that website like so. Well, at the minute we are having a issue, but it should work once you have the site running up. Now we're going to go ahead and look at some of the templates that they provide. So here are some of the ones here. Here we go, restaurants and food. So just say you're a small business and you wanted to go ahead and get set up straight away. You can use some of the GoDaddy's templates. As you can see, they're nice, modern. They've got some slight animation onto them as well. They even provide an Instagram as well. And this one is an online store, as you can see. Now, if we wanted to do a clothing website or any other website at all, so one for music, so say we wanted to sell some music, we can go ahead and pick one of these up, and there's one there. I can even sell some music. So again, GoDaddy is a great fast website builder, another great option to use. Maybe you can go ahead and consider it. So that pretty much sums up GoDaddy. Not much else to explain there apart from the domains, hosting, everything. It's all there provided for you. Works the same way as Wix. Next up is Squarespace, and this is another great website builder. Now, there are, of course, a few templates that you can choose from, as you can see. And you can go ahead and click on the categories depending on what you want. And it even says, make any template yours with ease. So you can go ahead and modify them, change them about to your liking, just to make sure it ties in and matches your actual website. So say here I wanted to create a restaurant business or food, anything to do with food. So here's one there. There's an online store here. So it's called Lexington, and Barbecue is Life. Of course, they've got a shop there as well. So this is pretty much a demo website of it. And go ahead and click, and then I can go ahead and add that to cart, and then it'll show up on my cart here, hopefully, if I click on it. Okay, so pretty much if you click on it, of course, then it'll show up in your cart, but it's not working for me. But you get the sort of point on how modern the website actually looks. We even got some animation as well, something that you may not be able to do on Wix, but is possible to do with Squarespace. Of course, this may not require some code. We'll go ahead and check out this design anyway. Now, you would also have an option to go ahead and create a blank template. However, there is an issue with Squarespace at the minute. I'm not too sure if it's a bug, but we'll go ahead and continue and check out the site, see how it looks. Gives you an insight on how that works. So here's how the actual website looks, and it even stops and goes for us. So that's just how the entire website's laid out. I can go ahead and click edit, and I'll be able to tap in and change some parts about. So just say here's the area here, and I can change that section out, as you can see. So that's a scrolling area, and what I can do is align that vertically if I wanted to, or put it below. I can edit that out if I wanted to as well. So here's the design, and I can pause that on hover. I can switch that off so it doesn't pause on hover. I can add a background to it if I wanted to as well, so that sort of reverts to the color, so it goes red for if there is a white background. So it's customizable just like Wix, but there are a couple of options here. So let's see. Finish. I can drag and drop these around, so you got these little squares to help you out. So it's not like Wix. Fairly easier than Wix, I do believe. It's a lot more forgiving, but you can create some really cool websites with it. And then if you wanted to create a blank template, this is the form that you can go to, which is the Squarespace forum. And if I go ahead and use the blank template, so currently at the moment there is an issue with the blank template, so I'm not able to start a design without it. But here's a blank template, so you can start off from scratch if you want to. So there you go, guys. That pretty much sums up a couple of the different platforms that you can use for your small business. Now we'll go ahead and talk about the pricing plans. So first of all, here's the pricing plan for Wix. We've got the premium plan for the website. Of course, we want to look into the e-commerce side of things. So we've got a business basic of £15 a month. We've got £20 for the business unlimited, and we've got business VIP as well for £27 a month. So it's dependent on you on what sort of option you want to pick. Of course, some people decide on the business unlimited, and each have their own features, of course. So this one has bandwidth, that one has storage space, video hours, lead capture forms, field forms, customized reports, and it also has priority customer care. But this number, the £20 one, doesn't have the customized reports, however has the other following and is a little bit less on the storage space. But not much of a big deal if you're not really trying to push too much within that website. You can go ahead and click for the business basic, especially if you're only starting off your business. This will probably be the way to go, just to give a feel for how Wix works. Next in line, we've got GoDaddy, and the only plan you can pick is the e-commerce one, of course, which is as low as $9.99 a month. So if we go ahead and do decide to buy that, we can go ahead and just add that to the cart and just pay for it. And they do have a couple of different options there. So it's $9.99 per month, which works out a load cheaper than the £15 per month on this one. And you could do that for 36 months for $13.99. Of course, each platform will offer you a special deal. And of course, it has its own different specifications, just like Wix. Lastly, we've got Squarespace here, which comes at a more expensive price. So this is the e-commerce version of it as well. One here, which is the basic, coming at £23 per month, and it's telling us that we're going to be saving 17% per annum. Of course, it has its own little specification there with mobile optimized websites. You've got templates to fit every need, free custom domain, probably for a year, I'm guessing. So yes, as you could see, it's got a 1 year free domain, just like Wix. It's got advanced website analytics, and it's got a fully integrated e-commerce 0% transaction fee. So that's the difference between these two, from Wix and GoDaddy. That this one actually has a 0% transaction fee. So that's one thing that they don't charge for, unlike Wix and GoDaddy. And you got checkout on your domain and powerful merchandising. So that's the two here. And then I think this one has a little bit more, which is advanced shipping. So offer free shipping to orders, and then they've got advanced discounting as well, and sell subscriptions. So that's pretty much just a touch base on some of the platforms that you can use for a small business. Hopefully this video has helped. Of course, there are other website builders that you can use to develop a website. So this is just a small little guide for it. I don't speak for the other ones. Of course, there's some WordPress integrations that you can use. You can even use Visual Code if you wanted to as well. But overall, I do recommend to use some of the following that we've seen. Primarily for me, I think Wix is a winner here, and so is Squarespace. GoDaddy, you may have some limited options to it, but still overall a great platform to use. And I can probably say the same to Jimdo. So yes, hopefully this guide has helped you get started on your feet for the online business. If you guys have any questions at all regarding the video, just leave them down in the comment section below. And yes, I'll see you for the next one. Thank you very much.